Hi everyone and welcome inside Platt Arena. I'm Loki Cruz and Kelsey. It's going to be your first game being here on the sideline with us. Not going to be a reporter, again, not going to have the interview with Coach Platt and all that, but what are your feelings going into this matchup between Huntington University and Judson University?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I'm excited to be here. Like you said, first time color commentating this season. Usually I'm on the sidelines, but I'm really happy to be in this position today. Honestly, going into this game for the Foresters, as you look at the statistics, right now in the first half, they're outscoring their opponents. And then they get to the second half, and they're being outscored. So I believe that if the Foresters can put together a strong second half that's as strong as their first when they're coming out, I think that they're going to be successful today. And obviously that takes skill and that takes, being in shape and being conditioned and effort. But honestly, I think it's going to be a lot of heart. And if they show a lot of heart in that second half, I think they're going to come out on top.
Foresters, like you mentioned, going to have to come out here and really close out a game. The last matchup against Ohio Christian didn't necessarily go the way they planned. Foresters ended up losing that one 71-52, and largely due in part to we had a few injuries. Zach Rutland the year, Devin Murder was also out, so was Daniel Wool, but two of those coming back, Murder and Wool both coming back for this matchup. Rutland out for the year with a right shoulder injury, so that's really a big blow for the Foresters. But with these two starters back for Huntington, how do you think that's going to help the Foresters?
Oh, I think it's going to help in multiple ways. First and foremost, scoring-wise. You look at Daniel Wool, and he is leading the team in scoring this year, averaging about 17 points per game. And Devin Murder, he adds a few himself with I think a little bit over 7 points a game as well. So first of all, you're going to get some more points back from them, especially from Daniel Wool. It's your main big man. Everybody knows you need him in a game. Not that any team is made up of one person solely, but you need Daniel Wool in there. And so I think the Foresters are going to really benefit from that today.
So definitely Daniel Wool has been the go-to man all year. And the Foresters, not quite in a Crossroads League matchup, but going to be looking to improve play going into Crossroads League play later on in the year. Take a look at the standings now. Marion still on top. Have a new coach there and a stud freshman, Wes Stowers, coming out of Indianapolis. Really, Marion is a team to watch. And IWU always very strong. They got beat by Marion earlier in the year. Wow. Bethel, Goshen, St. Francis. I mean, the first six right there, all receiving votes in the polls and being ranked there in the top 20. That's huge for the Crossroads League. Foresters only one with a losing record. Everyone else sitting at least 500. The Foresters are going to have work cut out for them come Crossroads League play time.
Absolutely, and they have just 2 more games after this one to prepare for that conference play. So hopefully today is going to be a huge step for them in the right direction entering into that.
We're going to be back in just a bit. Tip coming at 7 o'clock. Once again, it's going to be the Huntington University Foresters taking on the Judson University Eagles when we return.
My name is James Parker. I'm from Port Elizabeth, South Africa. I'm majoring in exercise science under the Department of Kinesiology.
My name is Paris Williams and my major is sports and exercise studies.
Our department really comes in 2 different areas. The exercise science area, which is interested in the medical aspects of exercise. And the other side of the department looks at recreation and sport management, which is a little bit more in the business and the administrative side of sport.
Growing up, my mother had a lot of difficulties maintaining a healthy weight. And then when I got older, I made it my goal to try and motivate her and help her. And in about a 2-year period, she lost almost 75 pounds. I just saw how her life became better, and I wanted to be able to do that for other people. So it started at home, and hopefully I can impact a lot more households.
I was an exercise science major, but when I got a job here as an athletic trainer, that kind of changed my mind, and that's what I wanted to pursue. So I changed my major to exercise and sports studies.
The professors and faculty go and take the extra step to commit to students and to influence their lives and really set time apart for us, which is great.
My relationship with faculty and staff here in this department is really fun and easygoing.
They'll chat to you if they see you, they'll come and talk to you, and they want to know where you want to go in life and how they can help you get there, more so than just helping you get an A in the class.
I think like most professors here at Huntington University, we're here because we want to have relationships with the students. We don't want to just come to class and teach for 50 minutes and then go home. We're interested in interacting with them, personally and getting to know them.
All my classes, we all able to get direct feedback from the professors when we have questions.
You never feel like just a number in any of them. You actually get to know the professor. You never feel afraid to ask questions.
A lot of our classes are very hands-on. We put a lot of emphasis on developing those skills by actually having them do the skills and not just talking about them in a classroom.
We have the YMCA close by and Parkview Hospital that's really close by, and between the two we get a lot of internship hours and get to actually practice what we learn about in the classroom.
We do blood pressure, skin fold tests. We get to do bod pod testing.
We have the bod pod, which is something that only a handful of schools in Indiana have, and the other schools are really big schools.
The university has been very good about making sure that we can have the latest and the best stuff in our labs so that we're testing students in stuff that they're going to see in the industry.
When you compare schools of our size against us, I'd say our resources are a lot better. The equipment we have is fantastic.
Post-graduation for our students is very strong. They end up going usually one of two ways, either into graduate school or into a position that is relevant to the field. If they've done their part here, to work hard, to make sure they have good internship experiences, good recommendations, then they are very, very competitive in whatever they want to do after graduation.
I'll be graduating this May, and I'm really excited to start working as a fitness and wellness coach at a corporate wellness center in Chicago.
After I graduate from here, I'll actually be going to Manchester University, and I'll be going to their athletic training program to become an athletic trainer.
Josh Rutland, freshman, Cecina High School.
Drew Benedict, junior, Columbia City High School.
Zach Rutland, freshman, Cecina High School.
Devin Murder, sophomore, Heritage Hills High School.
Kyle Hartman, freshman, Bishop Dwenger High School.
Mason Coverstone, freshman, Columbia City High School.
Austin Carazia, junior, Linton Stockton High School.
Daniel Wool, junior, Columbia City High School.
Trevor Lockwood, sophomore, McCutcheon High School.
Derek Heinen, junior, Columbia City. Kyle Platt, sophomore, Huntington North High School.
Kurt Siegel, sophomore, International Academy of St. Petersburg.
Welcome back inside Platt Arena, where we get the starting lineups for both teams. The Foresters going to start out with Hartman at the point guard spot. Going to have Trevor Lockwood, Derek Heinen, Kyle Platt, and Daniel Wool will be making the start in place of Austin Carazia. Wool, like I said, back from his concussion injury, and the Foresters going to get some much-needed scoring from him, hopefully, today. Also, really have to bring up the fact of how well Kyle Hartman has been playing. Really not one of the top guys coming in this year, but really earned a name for himself right from the beginning, backing up Zach Rutland. And then with Rutland going down, Hartman really able to come in there and add a spark that the Foresters need, Kelsey.
Absolutely, and for Hartman to come in and take that role of point guard so early on, that's really impressive. That's a tough role to step into, and he's done a great job.
The tip's going to be Galloway and Lockwood. Judson going to win the tip. And you immediately see the Foresters jumping into the man-to-man defense that they like to run. Judson going with some motion up top, working it down to Galloway, draws the double. Out for three will be Woodhouse, and Platt with the rebound. Hartman quickly the other way, working it to Wool, going to work on Allen. Now Hartman with it. Up for two, no good. Wow. Hartman couldn't quite use the glass there.
Logan, I was curious to see who they were going to put on their leading scorer, number 24, and it looks like Daniel Wool is taking care of him, and I think that's a smart decision.
Definitely going to be those two going at it the majority of the game is what I would expect.
The battle of number 24.
Exactly. See Wool battling down low with Allen, finally getting the ball. Foresters clearing out for him, 10 to shoot. Wool with the spin and going to be called for the travel. First turnover of the game for the Foresters.
And that's something that Platt talked about last game, is that he would like to see his team reduce their number of turnovers, and he thinks that's what's going to really help them be successful, because he's seen a little bit more on that end that he would like.
See the switch up top. Got four guys out on the perimeter. Galloway down low on Lockwood. Galloway going to work down low with the left. That's no good. And I believe a foul going to be called on Daniel Wool. See Allen down and Eck both down for Judson. Looked like Daniel Wool just tripped into them. Now it will be a foul on Daniel Wool. First foul of the game. We see Eck slow to get up, but now on his feet.
It looked painful, but not too serious, so that's good.
Inbound down low for an easy 2. Now it'll be Woodhouse getting the first points on the board for either side. Hartman goes down to Heinen, one-on-one with Woodhouse. Finds Hartman to Lockwood, up for 2, and that's good. Lockwood going right over the top of Galloway. Galloway stands at 6'7", 225.
Woo!
Going to be a good matchup between those two as well, as we see Woodhouse firing for 3, and that drops. Woodhouse, a 43% three-point shooter on the year. We're going to want to put a hand in his face.
Absolutely.
Heinen tried taking it himself, but to no avail. And then a steal going to be on Woodhouse. And a traveling call going to be on Woodhouse. We see Carazia checking in for Lockwood. Lockwood getting coached up on the sideline by Coach Platt. Bit of an odd play there, Kelsey, as now we have an illegal screen going to be called on Daniel Wool. That's going to be his second foul already of the contest.
And that is not ideal for the Foresters.
So now Murder going to have to check in for Wool.
Platt is taking care of that right away, getting Wool out of there. We want to obviously save him and keep him out of foul trouble.
Foresters already have to switch up the bigs. Woodhouse with it. Out to Eck, who popped the 3. It's no good. Murder going to the ground. It should be a jump ball between Murder and Eck. Possession error going to favor the Foresters. An early 5-2 lead here for the Eagles. Played just about 3 minutes of ball here inside Platt Arena. Murder on the wing. Up top to Hartman, picks up a screen from Carazia, pulls up from the elbow and leaves that short. Here comes Thomas the other way. Galloway asking for the ball down low, but Eck still with it. Allen gonna pull up for the long 2, no good. Hartman with the rebound. Hartman looking to push in transition. Heinen with the step back on the baseline, and that's good.
I'll tell you what, Logan, something that I really like about these Foresters is that even though the smaller guys, they don't let their size hold them back. They will drive, they will get the ball down low, they will be aggressive, and I think that helps the Foresters that, hey, not only can our big guys go down low, but our smaller guys can too.
Going to be a turnover now off the rebound from Murder. Throwing it behind the back of Hartman, as now we'll see Josh Rutland enter the game for the first time for Kyle Hartman. Some early turnovers here for the Foresters, really starting to add up, and Judson just not quite able to take advantage of. We see Allen with the shot, blocked by Platt. And a foul down low on Galloway. Got his forearm into the back of Carazia, and that's going to bring us to our first media timeout, the under-16, with the Judson University Eagles on top of the Huntington University Foresters 5-4. We'll be back with some more Forester basketball action.
It's extremely prevalent in the movies we watch, the music we listen to, or the lives that we got. But I'm not talking money, lust, or something as simple as those. I'm talking self-indulgence, greed, and pride which need exposed. From the very beginning, dealing with Adam and Eve, someone told us a lie and straight up made us believe that we're so very important and ever so clean, that our lives are so necessary and that we establish the peace. That I'm the status quo and it's not you, it's me. Well, they forgot to mention that this life ain't glee. It's not about you and I, and it ain't about protecting me. It's not the clothes we wear or the makeup on your cheek. It can't be the number of touchdown points scored or successes with those beautiful feet, and it most definitely isn't the money that we got in the pocket of our jeans.
Welcome back inside Platt Arena, where the Foresters trail by 1 early to Judson University. And Kelsey, we've seen some early fouls really starting to add up for the Foresters, some costly turnovers, and now we see kind of a new lineup in for Huntington. What do you think Coach Platt was looking to change with this new lineup?
I think, like you said, Logan, right now there's some early on fouls and turnovers, and he's looking to find guys who aren't going to do those things and to protect the guys who are in foul trouble, like Daniel Wool, who's obviously back into tonight's game and is going to have a huge impact, but he's not going to be able to do that if he's in big-time foul trouble.
You see Carazia up and in with the lefty hook. Like seeing the move down low from him. We've seen him develop throughout the year a lot. Allen trying to go to work on Rutland. Out to Woodhouse, who fires the 3 off the mark there. Platt with the rebound. And Woodhouse in the last game for Judson had 21 points, but went 7 for 16 from the three-point line. So he has the green light whenever he touches it on the outside. Platt open for 3. Can't quite hit. Galloway with the rebound. That's a look you're going to have to knock down if you're Kyle Platt. Doesn't get much cleaner than that.
And that's one thing I've noticed, Logan, too, is you look at the statistics right now. The Foresters are taking more threes, but are scoring less threes than their opponents. So obviously either we need to step up and score some more of those baskets, or I'd also like to see us get it inside more, get a better shot, a more aggressive shot inside the paint versus living and dying by the 3.
That's definitely something the Foresters are going to have to look out for. Murder going down to Carazia. Up top to Rutland. And kick ball going to be on Cody Thomas. That'll bring a pair of substitutions. Daniel Wool going to come in for Kyle Platt. Also, we're going to see Thomas take a seat. In for him will be Drew Minkowitz. Wool going to have to be careful with those 2 fouls. We see him going up. Going to be blocked at the rim. No foul call there. Quick shot in transition from Eck, and going to make the Foresters pay. Rutland looking for Wool. And now a foul. Going to be down low. Mikavich going to be called for the foul. That's going to be his first foul after he just checked in. Heinen open for 3, going to take it. Going to be long. Carazia with the offensive board, up for 2. And 1 for Austin Carazia. That's going to be Galloway's second foul as well, Kelsey.
And I love the way that he is being aggressive in the paint. Not only did he go up and he get that rebound, but he brought it down, goes in, scores with someone right in his face. I love that, and that's what we need to see more of from these Foresters, and that's the heart I was talking about earlier that we need, especially going into the second half.
Yeah, it definitely is what the Foresters are going to have to do. See Carazia knocking down the and 1 opportunity. Also, we saw Hartman check in for Rutland. In the corner, Pearson going to be tipped out of bounds off the hands. Mirkowicz. Forster's going to get possession off the turnover. Tied at 9, under 14 to play in this first half. Heinen inside for 2, draws contact and hits.
And that is the Derek Heinen we know. We need more of that.
Pearson 1-on-1 with Wool. Gonna go back out to Eck. Gonna try to draw the foul, not there. Pearson for three, way off the mark. And Hartman can't quite save it. 9 seconds gonna be on the shot clock. Shot not hitting the rim. Merkowicz taking the three, that drops. And just like that, Eagles on top by 1. Screen up top from Carazia. Heinen looking for Austin to roll there. These two are on a different page though.
It's interesting to see, Logan, that Allen is Judson's leading scorer, but so far he hasn't done a whole lot of that this game, and that goes to say that the Foresters have done a great job shutting him down, but it also shows that Judson has other guys who will score the basketball if they need to.
Saw Hartman able to tap it out of Pearson's hand and go out of bounds. 19 on the shot clock. Allen gonna run the point, the junior guard. See Merkowicz taking the three, left open. Hartman goes to the ground. Pearson comes up with the long rebound. Up for two, no good. Wool grabbing down that board. Now here comes Heinen bringing it up court for the Foresters. See some room inside and is fouled. No shot though. Foul will be on Allen. That's going to bring in Cortez King and also Cedric Payne. Allen will take a seat, so we're Eck. No starters on the floor right now for the Eagles. This could be the Foresters' time to capitalize.
Absolutely. And I'd like to see Derek Heinen continue to drive to the basket. Call me crazy, but I think if he does that every single time, he's either scoring or getting fouled.
Down low, Wool with it for two, and that's good. Nice find there from Carazia. Foresters back on top by 1. And Murder coming up with the steal. 2-on-1 fast break. Murder up for 2 and 1.
Welcome back, Devin Murder.
Great job there, going up with the one hand. Using the glass, go right over the top of Pearson. That's going to bring Lockwood back in for Carazia. Also Benedict coming in for Heinen. Big play there for Devin Murder. Like you mentioned, welcome back. That's exactly what he can do for the Foresters. See him missing the free throw though. King with it up top, 1-on-1 with Wool. And he will be fouled. Foul gonna be on Daniel Wool. That's his third foul, so my guess is we won't see Daniel Wool for the remainder of this half.
I agree with you there. Just as we're talking about how we have to have a strong second half, Daniel Wool's gonna be a huge part of that, so we've got to save him.
King at the line shooting 2. Able to hit the first. See Kyle Platt coming back in now for Daniel Wool. King only a 69% free throw shooter on the year. Able to hit the second as well. And the Eagles are back on top. Hartman in for 2, no good. Here come the Eagles quickly the other way. Payne trying to make something happen, now hand off to Pierce. Pierce getting his pass blocked away by Murder and out of bounds. Still gonna be Judson University ball with 11 seconds to shoot.
As you said before, Logan, there are no starters for Judson right now currently in the game, but I think your biggest threat is Makowicz, number 21. If we can shut him down, I think they're going to do some great things right here.
There's Makowicz throwing it away. Hartman with it up quickly now to Benedict in transition. Benedict for 2, and he's going to be fouled. Foul's going to be on Pearson. That's going to be his 2nd foul, and also the team's 6th already. They're not even quite at the halfway mark in this half.
We're seeing a lot of fouls and a lot of turnovers early on.
Benedict able to hit the first. Now we see Murder going to take a seat. Heinen in for him. Also Eck back in. He'll replace Pearson. Benedict looking to tack on one more, and he'll roll that one in.
Eck just entered the game, and he is Judson's 3rd leading scorer, averaging close to 10 points per game, so he's also somebody that they're going to need to watch out for.
Long 3 by Payne. Rebound. Going to be on the ground. And they're going to call it Judson ball. Looked to be the right call. Looked like Hartman did hit it out last. You see Pearson coming back in. Payne will be inbounding. Pearson with a hole inside, trying to work it down low. It's going to be a miss from the big man, Jarvis. Now here come the Foresters. Heinen trying to create some space, able to get it off to Hartman. Right back to Heinen. Heinen in the lane, can't get it to fall. Now here comes Payne pushing the tempo. Hesitation, going to go up flat with the with the block. But King able to clean it up and was fouled. Foul going to be on Hartman, his first. And King finds himself back at the line. Good block there from Kyle Platt. King able to drop it in. Now we see Payne taking a seat. Coming back in is Cody Thomas for Judson. And King missing that one. Ball on the ground. And Judson able to maintain his Eck. Gonna fire the 3. And that's gonna go over the backboard and out of bounds. See Carazia coming in now for Lockwood.
I think Lockwood did a great job coming into the game and getting rebounds, but something I'd like to see from him is scoring more. With his size, I want to see him dominate on the inside. So if he can learn to do that, I know that's going to help the Foresters a lot.
Heinen with it up top. Now to Hartman. Hartman creates some space inside, gets the lefty layup to drop.
Hartman had some early takes to the basket that didn't quite fall. I love that he is staying aggressive and continuing to pursue the basket.
And Thomas left open for 3, leaves it short. Here comes Heinen with the rebound. Gonna go coast to coast for 2. A foul gonna be on the ground. This will be on King. And this will be we'll send Derek Heinen to the line with that gonna be the team's 7th foul. But it's gonna be the 7th foul, so gonna be the 1-and-1 coming up for Derek Heinen. But first, we're gonna take a timeout here. Coach Cotton for the Judson Eagles gonna take a quick timeout. And Kelsey, so far, the Foresters on top here by 4 over the Eagles, and it's been a lot without the likes of Daniel Wolf, found himself in foul trouble. Who's really stepped up and been a leader here for Huntington?
I think what I've seen is Derek Heinen and also Hartman driving to the basket, being aggressive, scoring those shots inside. And honestly, you would think you would see it from the big men stepping up, but I like that we're seeing it from our smaller guys, and they're being aggressive despite their size. And I think, like you said, we need guys to step up and fill in those roles, especially without Daniel Wool at this point.
Yeah, definitely. It's what we've seen so far. Some of the younger guys really doing a nice job with Murder, Hartman, some of the underclassmen really stepping up. And this is a very young Forster team, not a senior on the team. So the whole team probably going to be back next year and going to be even closer. And you got to think high expectations for them next year.
Oh, absolutely.
Heinen able to hit the first.
I would also just like to point out that Derek Heinen drove to the basket and got fouled. And I'm telling you, it's going to happen every time.
Heinen able to hit the second, and that does come with a bit of Heinen's size, a bit of a taller guard, but has a lot more quickness to him than what many people believe.
He's so explosive, especially on that first step to the basket, and he beats his defensive opponent.
Allen up top, going to be guarded by Platt. 3 from Woodhouse, and that's good. Woodhouse almost automatic from 3, it feels like. Rutland going to have a tough defensive assignment this game. Carazia out to Rutland, picks up the screen, down low to Carazia now. Carazia up for 2, fouled. Can't quite get the shot to roll in though. Foul going to be on Andrew Eck, doing the best he can to keep Carazia out of the paint, but Eck staying at 6'3", Carazia 6'7", not much you can do there.
Absolutely. I've been really impressed by Carazia and how he stepped up to really fill in the role of Daniel Wool, not only when he's in foul trouble, but when he was out due to injury earlier on.
Yeah, something we've seen from Carazia is in the recent games, he's looking to score more when he gets the ball down low. He was a bit timid to start out the season, did a lot of passing, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but when you're 6'7" and down low in the paint, you know,
we
go
want
to
you
work.
To score.
Go to work.
Get comfortable because we want you there.
Yeah. Come the other way, Eck out to Woodhouse, going to take a long 2, and that drops.
He absolutely has a green light, like you said, Logan.
If you give him any signs of an opening, he's going to take it. Forster's trying to work it down to Carazia and do. Draws the double team out to Rutland for the long 2, and Rutland able to answer Woodhouse. His toe is just on the line. Down low, Woodhouse with the back door, and easy play there. But very smart play from Woodhouse. Knows how dangerous he was at the three-point line. Knew Steve was going to overcommit. Did a nice job cutting inside.
And you mentioned that was an easy basket for them, and that's something that you never want to say. As being the Foresters, you never want to say that you gave Judson an easy basket. So I think that's definitely a way that we can step up our game, is to play some tough defense.
Turnover there from the Foresters, maybe trying to do a little too much as Allen works his way inside for 2. And it's going to be a one-point game now as Coach Platt would like a quick 30-second timeout with 6:54 to play. Huntington on top of Judson 25-24. We'll be back in just a bit.
Plans don't always go the way we want them to, but you're not alone in this adventure called life. Remedy Live is a non-for-profit web station that strives to produce a positive message while helping teens who need it. If we can help you, text the word REMEDY to 313131 or visit our website at remedylive.com to chat with someone there. Remedy Live. We chat, we listen, we love.
Welcome back inside Platt Arena. I'm Logan Hunt, alongside me, joined by Kelsey Cruz, and the Foresters on top of the Eagles 25-24. Foresters sitting 5-7 on the year, really looking to turn their season around with some of these non-conference games. Suffered a few early conference losses and really kind of put the Foresters in a slump.
We're seeing some great offense from the Foresters, aggressive takes inside from our big man and from our guards. But now we want to see that on the defensive end as well.
Nice take there from Carazia, and I think we may have found our X factor for the game. Could be Austin Carazia, like you mentioned, starting to put up some big minutes and playing a big role right now with Wool on the bench. We see Woodhouse firing again from 3 and able to tie it up.
Unbelievable.
Can't play much better defense than that if you're Murder. Had a hand right in his face. Woodhouse just able to connect.
At this point, you just got to try to keep the ball away from him if a hand in the face doesn't work.
Rutland out to Murder in the corner. Pass going to be tipped to go off the finger of Karazi on the way down. And another turnover for the Foresters.
Judson's bench loved that one. Getting excited about that defensive play.
And that's going to bring us to our under 8 media timeout. So we're going to take a quick break inside Platt Arena as well. Once again, we're tied at 27 between the Eagles and the Foresters.
I'm Mike Frame. I'm the head baseball coach here at Huntington University. This is my 31st year here at the university. We feel like that we have a tradition, a reputation of doing things the right way. We really place a high emphasis on commitment, personal responsibility, playing the game the right way, work ethic. Those things are all really important in our program. We're looking for those guys that really want to come to Huntington University and be challenged in the classroom, be challenged with their faith in Christ and growing in that part of their life, and place a high value on their baseball development, wanting to be a part of a program that's special. And that's what we try to work at every day.
We're back live here inside of Platt Arena where the Foresters struggling a bit here early with Judson University. It's 27-27. Last year the Foresters struggled a bit. They had a few starters out of that game, but they were able to come out with a 70-64 win. That was in Illinois at Judson University, and the Foresters looking to repeat that same result. Allen with it, Murder on him. Allen going to be fouled shooting too. Only going to be the team's 5th foul, but it is a shooting foul, so Allen going to the line. Allen, a 79% free throw shooter on the year.
And he's also their leading scorer, but the Foresters have done a pretty good job of holding him to not very many points.
So it makes Allen so effective. He has such a high release in that ball. It's right above his head. It's nearly impossible to block, and he gets those elbows out. It's hard not to foul. Allen able to connect on both to give the Eagles the lead back. Murder with the screen, gonna go in for 2. Can't quite lay it up, but Karazi with the offensive putback.
There's our X Factor once again. He has done a great job, not only this game, but the games leading up to this, really stepping up and getting comfortable like you mentioned earlier. And that is something that is highly beneficial for the Foresters.
Quick step inside there from Thomas, leaves it off to King for 2, and that's easy basketball there for Judson. Nice find from the junior Thomas, though. And Rutland throwing it away. Now here comes King up for 2, gets it blocked by Murder. And now here comes Josh Rutland. Rutland taking it inside, draws the foul, and 1 for Josh Rutland. What a play from him. You know what I liked most is that he went into the body there.
Absolutely. He worked to draw that foul, and he wasn't afraid. He didn't fade away.
We're going to see Hartman now coming in for Murder. Murder had a great block on the other end there on King. Usually those get called fouls before anything even happens, but the refs seen it all the way through and seen Murder got all ball.
And the crowd loved it, that's for sure. Makes it even better when you answer back with a nice basket, also drawing the foul as well. Hoping to get that 3-point play.
Forced with the chance to take the lead as Rutland misses the free throw, though. Tied at 31, under 5 to play in the first half.
Platt's trying to get his players to have some defensive intensity we're working hard on the offensive end, but for some reason are coming up short on that defensive end. I'm hoping we can find that fire and that passion and shut down the guys who are hurting us.
Saw some nice defense there on that end. Maybe Platt finally getting the message across to the guys.
Yeah, there we go.
Carazia with an easy deuce again, and just keep feeding Austin Carazia. Seems to be the game plan for the Foresters.
Yes, that is my game plan at least. Feed him, feed him, feed him.
Inside, Carazia getting a block. King gets the rebound. He's going to be fouled. And one. Hartman coming down on the head of King. Initially had some good defense there. Hartman picking up the foul. It's going to be his second foul of the half. Also the team's 6th. And King right back at the line. King able to hit it though.
Logan, I think you mentioned that King was a 69% free throw shooter, but he is outdoing that today, that's for sure.
Definitely he is.
Not someone you want to send to the line this game.
Very composed. We see a foul going to be called on Allen holding Platt, and that's going to send Platt to the line now, shooting the double bonus. So he's going to be shooting 2. Platt hasn't found himself at the line too often this year. Only been there 10 times, but shooting 80%. Is he able to hit the first? Now we're going to see Galloway coming back in for Allen. Galloway really one of the only guys on this team with some size, staying at 6'7", going to have to come in. As Carazia going to come out to a nice round of applause. Lockwood going to come in. I like that substitution there from Platt. We see Kyle Platt able to hit second free throw as well.
And now it's Lockwood's turn to play some great defense, get those rebounds, and also to score inside and have some dominance.
So you know Galloway came in there to get the defense on Carazia. Lockwood, though, and for the defense on Galloway. And Lockwood able to reach over, get that steal. Hartman coming up with it. Doesn't have numbers. Finding some room inside. Handoff to Rutland. Can't quite control it. You have to pull it back out. Hartman with it down to Platt. Up to Hartman for 2. Around and out. Lockwood battling. We're going to be called for the foul.
I don't know if I fully agree with that one, Logan. I think he was going after the ball. I think it was a 50-50 ball in the air.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a weak foul call for this game. That's something that's been going on like the whole time. Today's going to be Lockwood's first foul. Team 7, so Galloway going to be at the line shooting the 1-and-1. So we see Murder checking in now for Hartman. And Galloway, though, only a 50% free throw shooter on the year. So with the 1-and-1, Forster's really going to have to box out. Going to miss long. Lockwood with the rebound. 3 minutes to play. Heinen bringing it up court for the Foresters. Huntington with the slight advantage.
I'd love to see the Foresters gain some momentum here in these final 3 minutes going into the second half.
King with some nice defense on Heinen, able to poke it out. Heinen with some room inside, slipping, able to get it off to Lockwood, up for 2, and that's good.
And that is what we want to see from Lockwood as well. Coming in from Carazia, filling in those shoes pretty well.
King in the corner, driving inside, draw some contact, no foul. Heinen with the board. Heinen gonna take the pull up, missing that short, and here comes Eck with the long rebound. Spin, leaves it off for King, who is fouled by Josh Rutland. Rutland just a bit slow to the spot. And so once again, we're gonna see King at the line shooting 2. Seems to be a trend for Judson in this first half.
Absolutely. And he's been shooting from the line pretty well too, so that's not good for the Foresters.
Hartman coming in now for Heinen. Once again on the floor for the Foresters have three sophomores, 2 freshmen. We have a lane violation going to be called on Judson. Shot doesn't count. So a 2-point lead for Huntington as we near 2 minutes to play in the half. Judson's stayed with their man-to-man defense all game. Like to switch everything up top. Hartman trying to work it inside. Gonna get it stolen away. And Murder making the play on his own. Able to get the steal. And now Hartman with it.
Again, welcome back, Murder. I love his aggressive defensive hustle plays right now. And it's something that the crowd's getting into, and I think something that really lifts the spirit of his team and gives them some extra energy.
And just like that, Judson switches to the 2-3 zone. Murder takes the long 3. Lockwood with the offensive board, and the Foresters have a chance to reset.
I'd love to see the Foresters get it inside to Lockwood or to have some more aggressive drives to the basket here. That's been working really well for them.
15 to shoot. Rutland with some space inside, gets it down to Lockwood, up for 2. And that's going to drop for him. Just as you said, Kelsey.
We got a little bit of both there, the drive inside and Lockwood scoring. Best of both worlds.
Thomas with it. And Murder with again getting a steal. Going to go one-on-one up for 2, and that's going to be goaltending on Galloway.
Devin Murder is making his presence known today in Platt Arena.
Also have to like what you see on this other end when Platt and Lockwood come down the floor. Wool and Carazia both pulling them over and coaching them up on some defensive strategies. Gotta like what you see from the older guys. Really stay coaching the young guys even when they're on the bench.
And that leadership is so important. Obviously, you want your coaches coaching. Wow.
Oh my goodness, Trevor Lockwood.
Wow. I don't even remember what I was going to say. That was so good.
Put that ball in a package and send it away.
Woo!
Force is looking a bit fired up.
And I am liking it.
Woodhouse with the long 2. Gonna airball that, and here comes Rutland. Trying to push the tempo, doesn't have numbers. Wisely pulls it back out. About a 3-second differential between shot clock and game clock, and now we have a foul being called, I believe, on Eck. Pushing Platt down low. So Platt's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Platt able to hit the first. We see Allen and Makowicz coming in for Eck and King. Both those guys giving Judson some good minutes off the bench. And Platt able to hit the second. Now we'll see Heinen come in for a Hartman. And the Foresters, just like that, able to open up the lead by 8.
It's exciting to see them bring out that defensive intensity when they need it most at the end of this first half. Kind of got off to a slow start, but we're seeing it move along now, and that's something that's very good for them.
10 to play. Out to Makowicz for 3. No good. Platt with the rebound. Gets it to Murder, and Murder gets the shot up, but that's going to be off the mark. And so that's how we'll go into half with the Foresters on top of the Eagles 43-35. We'll be back with some halftime stats in just a bit.
Is kind of this idea to bring broadcasting and film production together. Just doing media, maybe not in the news field or in the radio field as broadcasting was.
With Fusion Media, you're not stuck in this cookie cutter route to become a news anchor or a radio DJ. There's so much more you can do with it.
Fusion Media is a way to take those everyday experiences and bring them to the students now, in the moment.
I would say there's so many opportunities for you guys to make an instant impact. We have HTV, we have live stream, we have Fuse FM. Like, we're ready for you right now.
It's so exciting as a freshman to be able to come in and right away be doing hands-on things like being a part of HTV and the radio station. And for a freshman coming in, that's so exciting to be able to do those things.
It's just really new. It's the newest idea that's been out. So no other school is going to offer a broadcast fusion media degree. We're the only one that does that. When you come to HU, you're able to really open your field and to be not just a reporter or not just a videographer, but to become someone who's multi-talented. So you can be on air, you can run a camera, you're kind of a one-man band sort of thing. You're really just given the chance to kind of run with ideas and to make stories and to create them interesting from the ground up. And that's a cool opportunity that you're not allowed to do anywhere else.
The Global Initiatives degree that we're offering is seeking to equip folks who are interested in applying a ministry education to cross-cultural work. So somebody who's looking to do holistic ministry, somebody who's looking to engage in the business for transformation or business as missions model would find some equipping through our Global Initiatives degree.
Our Global Youth Ministries degree is designed to prepare people for leadership in youth ministry, quite simply anywhere in the globe. It's for men and women who are already in youth ministry or for people who are simply preparing to lead youth ministry.
One of the things I like about the pastoral leadership track is that Luke and Karen, who worked on developing it, consulted with church leaders so that people preparing for ministry leadership in the church would have the skills and the knowledge that they need.
Some of what I'd want our program to be known for is being really clear-minded about linking our own program vision with the Lord's vision for His people and for the kingdom. What we want to do is be faithful to that which He's called us to. And some of that would be that we believe that the Church of Jesus Christ is going to be well served when it's populated and led by people who have stories of being reached by Christ and are now being well formed to follow Him no matter what the cost.
So one of the things that's kind of fun about our department is we have regular gatherings. We call them Friday at Fairchild's house, and Dr. Mark Fairchild hosts these gatherings for our majors. We get together, I guess it's about once a month.
First I was like, that's kind of weird, like we're gonna go hang out at a professor's house. But for my Greek class he offered extra credit if we would go. So I was like, it's worth it, I'll take some friends with me and try it out. And it was a ton of fun.
I think that's one thing that's kind of unique about Huntington. We really are able to joke and get to know each other outside of the classroom on a personal level. We really become friends, I think, with our students.
The experience of being able to sit in a professor's house and engage in scholarly discussion and informal discussion over something faith-based is, I think, very unique to this university.
If you look at a variety of the research regarding the top skill sets that employers are looking for, communication always ranks top 5. Many times it's the top 3. These are skills that are far more important, not only in job, but in life, in family context, in social context, in professional contexts.
One thing that's different about Huntington University as a Christian college is that we have a journalism major. Other Christian universities and the Council of Christian Colleges and Universities have a communication major in which you then sub-specialize in these different areas. We have an actual major in journalism, an actual major in public relations, an actual major in communication studies.
Teachers try to incorporate different aspects of like the Bible into or core curriculum. There's so many things that can spark, excitement, enthusiasm. But here you're reminded that in all of that fluff, in all of that glam, that Christ is the center and Christ is core.
One aspect of Huntington University that I think makes us distinctive is the fact that 100% of our teaching faculty have PhDs. Also, here at Huntington University, the communication department, we offer two very different perspectives on the same field of communication. So we have two professors here that view the field quite differently, and I think the students benefit from that.
When I look in the Gospels and I see Jesus interacting with people, he was a really good communicator and understood people well. That's kind of what communication is about, trying to be clear about what you're saying and to understand people. And so by practicing communication, I think we can become better at doing that, and I can be more like Christ in that way.
What makes the HU music department special, I think, is basically the people that make up the department.
It's like we're one big family. Instead of just friends coming together to sing and do music work, it's more like we're a family, like just brothers and sisters.
Students have an opportunity to bond with one another, being a smaller group. It gives us a chance to interact more closely with the students, to answer all their kinds of questions that might arise.
The professors are really knowledgeable, very talented, and you can tell that they really care about individual students.
We incorporate the community sometimes, so it's really good to get to meet new people from Huntington and throughout the community and just to work with everyone.
The choir performs lots of times out in area churches. The function of what we do here at Huntington is to try to make musicians and also God-honoring musicians.
It's very much a supportive community in the HU music department. So not only are you getting an excellent music education, but you are developing as a person just because you're getting to know all these great people.
Dr. Tanner Babb. I'm an assistant professor of psychology and also the head of the psychology department. Psychology is really a study of the self. It's a study of how our mind works, how we relate to people, friendship, dating, intimacy, conflict, and it's a class that meets college students right where they are. We have a very unique approach to teaching psychology, and I think it's also a very tight-knit program. It's a very close community, and I think a lot of students come to Huntington because they want a lot of individual attention. They want the opportunity to be able to talk with and because of a lot of our students specific interest. I mean, with a smaller program, we really do try to tool what students are learning to what they plan to do after they graduate. It's just a blast to teach because I'm able to have conversations with students as they go through relationships, as they struggle with friendships, as they try to figure out family relationships, and it really just hits at the heart of current struggles that they have. And students always leave that class feeling a lot more prepared just to be college students and prepared for the vocations they're going into. I'm very happy if my students leave Huntington knowing how to integrate their faith with psych, but also feeling very well prepared for fields where they get to work with people.
Welcome back inside Platt Arena, where the Huntington University Foresters lead the Judson University Eagles 43-35. And Kelsey, it was an exciting first half. Not too much defense being played except by Devin Murder, it felt like, for Huntington. But still, they were able to come out with the slight advantage coming into halftime. As we take a look at some of the halftime stats here, what did you see from the Foresters here that, obviously stood out to you?
Well, first of all, like you said, we kind of got off to a slow start on the defensive end and had quite a few turnovers, more than we would like, and right away we saw Dan Wool get into foul trouble, something you don't want to see if you're the Foresters, your main big man down low, usually contributing about an average of 17 points this year. So without those 17 points, that hurts. But even though he was out in foul trouble, we had some people fill his shoes. Karazia, I cannot say enough. Already has 13 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and he is 5 for 5 in the field goal. You can't get much better than that. You can't get much better than 100% from field goals. So we're definitely loving what we're seeing from him. Other contributors, Trevor Lockwood has 6 points right now, 3 from 3 from field goal. Again, can't ask for more than perfect. And we're also seeing some great play by Devin Murder on the defensive end. Foresters off to a slow start on the defensive end, but all of a sudden Murder gets 3 steals, and it really picks up the defensive intensity. And I'd like to say that that's where it started for the Foresters, getting back that defensive intensity. Looking at Judson, Woodhouse is their leading scorer right now with 15. He's 6 from 10 from 3. He clearly has that green light, but the Foresters can get a hand in the face, can keep the ball away from him. I think they're going to have a successful second half. King for Judson is their second leading scorer with 9. 5 from 6 from the free throw line. Usually a 69% free throw shooter, but he's not doing that today, so he's not somebody you want to send to the line. But I think if the Foresters can come out with a strong second half, play as well as they did at the end of the first half, and carry that momentum, they're going to be successful here today.
Yeah, the Foresters also shooting 59% compared to Judson's only shooting 34%. We saw, like I said, that defense intensity really pick up there late in the first half. A lot of it do with Heinen and Murder. You saw getting in there. Hartman also doing a good job. Josh Rutland gave some great play off the bench. You see immediately a turnover, and Hartman able to convert on 2 easy points.
I like the half starting off that way. That is a good sign, and I hope that dictates the tempo for the rest of the game.
And now a foul going to be called on Hartman. That's going to be Hartman's 3rd foul here early in this half. That's something that Coach Platt's going to have to manage. You see Wool and Hartman out on the floor now with 3 fouls. Starters on the floors for both teams.
In the first half, the Foresters really held Allen to not as many baskets as he usually gets as Judson's leading scorer, so hopefully they can keep that up the second half.
Inside, Thomas getting it blocked. Here comes Heinen. Probably going to look to Wool down low, and does. Wool going to work, turnaround off the side of the backboard. Not quite his shot. Here comes Eck with it. Spin move in the lane, leads off to Galloway. Galloway with the smooth touch down low.
In the first half, it really worked for the Foresters to drive aggressively to the basket. They either scored inside, like Daniel Wool just did, or they get fouled. I'd love to see more of that, especially from Derek Heinen. Like I said earlier, when he drives to the basket, he's either going to score or he's going to get fouled, and either way, that's beneficial for the Foresters.
Yeah, it definitely is. We see Wool, like you mentioned, able to cross inside. We see Allen out with the pull-up. That's a man who's going to have to get going for Judson. Only had 6 points in the first half, already trying to get off on the right foot. Like you mentioned, Wool with such a size advantage down low and has some speed. And like you mentioned, that really just explosive first step really separates him from the rest.
Absolutely.
Heinen going down low, trying to kiss it off the glass, but not going to fall.
He's not too happy about that one, but hopefully he can bounce back.
Eck thought about shooting, decides against it, works inside, and now Wool going to be called for his 4th foul. And to say he pushed him from the back. That's going to bring in Devin Murder. So Wool going to have to take a seat just nearly 2 minutes into this half. You know, Carazia was the spark plug for him last time Wool went out. This time Murder checking in, and Forrest are going to have to get it done some other way. 5-point advantage for Huntington.
Devin Murder might not have the size that Daniel Wool does down low, but he is going to contribute that defensive intensity, having 3 steals in the first half. I'd like to see him do that again. It really gets his team fired up.
Hartman going to be fouled by Thomas. That's going to be Thomas' second foul. Already 3 fouls called in this second half. Very whistle-happy refereeing crew already.
Yes, some of those seem like they're very, very light fouls.
Lockwood doing a nice job dropping his shoulder down low and getting it in for 2. Like the aggressiveness you've seen from Lockwood as well down low.
And I believe that puts him at 4 for 4 from field goal.
And a swat from Lockwood. Galloway, though, able to get it back and up for 2, but nonetheless, 2 good blocks from Lockwood already in this ballgame. Hartman getting the screen from Platt. Working inside. Floater just not going to fall for him today. Usually a shock, Kelsey, that falls for Kyle Hartman. Just hasn't been there yet.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. We've seen some aggressive takes from him. I like that, but for some reason, just quite not finishing.
Here comes Platt, though. Able to grab that long rebound. Now going to get the corner 3. And that's going to drop. Big play there from Kyle Platt. We see Allen leaving it off for Woodhouse, up for 2. Not there. Somehow Eck comes up with it, gets it to Allen for 3, and that drops. And off of offensive rebounds, the biggest thing you have to guard then is that 3-point line. And as you can see, Judson making the Forcers pay for not grabbing that board.
And Allen's already scored about the same amount of points he did in the first half. So hopefully the Foresters can contain him and not let him go off.
Harmon inside, down to Lockwood, blocked by Galloway. Platt with the rebound, out to Heinen for 3. Forces can't quite answer, but Lockwood with the easy putback.
Loving what we're seeing from Lockwood today, especially when Daniel Wool isn't in the game as much as he would like. Due to foul trouble, Lockwood has stepped up, not only with rebounds and defensive blocks, but scoring inside the paint.
Foul gonna be on Murder. Eck able to drive in, and that's gonna bring us to the under 16 media timeout. Foresters coming out with a bit of a spark on top, 54-47 as we take our first break here inside Platt Arena.
Much like trying to appreciate literature or music for more than just an entertainment value, but also looking into the nuances of what makes a good piece of writing, what makes a good piece of music, what makes a song that moves you and is also technically interesting and that sort of thing. And so coffee has some of those same sort of textures to it. There's, depending on where a coffee comes from, depending on how it's roasted, depending on how it's prepared, there's all these different hands that touch the coffee and manipulate the coffee and move it, and you end up with this final product. And it started out as a living organism. It's an honorable trade, I think. It seems like a small thing, and it's different things to different people, but as far as appreciating what it is that I do. I take it very seriously and just kind of interact with the cause.
We're back live inside Platt Arena. Foresters with the 7-point advantage early here in the second half. And Kelsey, so far, Trevor Lockwood really been a spark for the Foresters down low. And defensively, Huntington's done a lot better job in the second half than they did in the first half.
Absolutely. They gained some momentum there at the end of the first half with some defensive intensity led by Devin Murder's 3 steals. And we're seeing that momentum carried into the second half.
Inbound to Allen, Heinen on him. Allen over the top, and that's good. Just a great play there from Allen. Heinen had his hand up, not much more you can do defensively. Heinen with it, out on the wing. Force is working it around the perimeter. 10 to shoot on the shot clock. Heinen with it, drawing the double team, out to Hartman. In the corner to Platt for 3, around and out. Hake with it, screened by Jars. Now Woodhouse slipping, gets it to Jars for 2, and that rattles home. The 2 quick buckets for Judson coming out of the timeout. We're down to a 3-point ball game.
We saw the Foresters really pick it up on the defensive end there for a little while, and they're starting to slip back down to what they did at the beginning of the game, but hopefully they can pick that up and continue to be aggressive.
Carazia going to work down low. Gonna lose it out of bounds, though. Like to see Carazia there in for Lockwood out of that timeout. Shot's not gonna fall his ways. Now King will come in for Judson. He'll replace Eck, and now Rutland gonna come in for Hartman. Or excuse me, Platt's gonna come out instead of Hartman. Forced with a bit of confusion there on substitution, but Kyle Platt will be the one coming out. Rutland able to break up that pass. Murder comes up with it. Heinen gonna bring it up.
Logan, I'd love to see someone drive aggressively to the basket right here. It's worked really well for the Foresters all night. They either draw that foul or we'll get the 3 from Carazia. I'll take that too, Logan. I'll take that too.
That long ball has been something Carazia has worked on all year, and we've seen it progressively get better and better. Woodhouse with it now to King. And now a travel going to be called on King. Turnover for the Eagles.
We've seen quite a few turnovers on both ends this game so far, a little bit of sloppiness. And that's something that Platt wants to see the Foresters minimize, is their turnovers, and thinks that's going to be a huge part of them being successful in the future going into conference play.
Heinen with it, works it down to Hartman. Nice spin move, Hartman. Pass to Carazia. Gonna go up, that's good. Nice job using his body to kind of box out the defender there on the offensive side for Carazia.
Absolutely, Carazia's given a very impressive performance so far tonight.
We see Judson gonna take a quick 30-second timeout with 13-14 to play in this second half. We're gonna take a quick break as well. We'll be back with some more Forester basketball action.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Save 7 cents on every gallon of fuel with the JJ's Excellence Card. Stop in at any JJ store and get yours.
Welcome back inside Platt Arena. Foresters on top 59-51. Huntington looking to get that record up. They're 5-7 so far on the year. Looking to add one more to the win total before they head into Christmas break.
And Judson University is on a 6-game losing streak right now, so the Foresters are looking to give them their 7th.
Say Judson really struggled once they got into conference plays. We see Rutland with the steal coming the other way quickly and able to tack on too. And Judson definitely struggled once they got into the Chicagoland conference. Really couldn't quite really pull out some big victories that they were looking for, and they've been in a slump themselves. We see Woodhouse taking the long 3, way off the mark, and the Foresters pushing again. Hartman up to Rutland, going to be too far ahead of them. Foresters, though, really upping the intensity here, up by 10 now. And I like what we're seeing for them, really trying to push the ball and push the momentum, Kelsey.
Absolutely. That's the intensity that you need from the Foresters, and I do believe that that is what's going to carry them through the second half and help them be successful and come out on top.
Pierce taking the long 3. No good. Rutland with the long board, and he is fouled in the open court. Foul going to be on Allen. That's his 3rd foul.
For being a smaller guard, Rutland surely doesn't play like it. He's always aggressive. He's not afraid to have body contact, and that's something you need.
Eck going to come in for Woodhouse. Hasn't quite been on a hot streak this half like he was in the first. As we near 12 minutes to play in the ball game, Foresters up 61-51. High scoring affair so far. Hartman working inside, now to Carazia. Got Jarvis off his feet and able to take advantage for an easy deuce.
Carazia once again doing what we love him doing, scoring inside the paint and being a threat.
Allen with it outside, going to reset their offense. Allen going one-on-one, pull up over Murder and able to convert. Big play there from Allen, really bailing out the offense for Judson.
I'm not sure what his coach told him in the locker room, Allen, but he is coming out and he is on fire. Foresters held him to 6 points in the first half, but he's already, I would say, almost doubled that this half.
Heinen inside, gets it blocked by Jarvis. And Judson switched to a 2-3 zone. Really threw the Foresters off. Now the Foresters with only 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gonna have to get something quick. Now we see them move back to man-to-man. Hartman out to Rutland. Rutland leaving off to Carazia for 2, and that's good.
I love the aggressive drive to the basket along with hitting Carazia inside. I think that's what's going to make the Foresters the most successful right now. He is on fire today.
Now a timeout called by Judson. They're going to take a full timeout with the Foresters on top 65-53, 10:42 remaining in this second half. We're going to take a quick break here inside Platt Arena. We'll be back with some more Forester basketball action.
Hi, I'm Taylon Halderman, and I'm the lighting designer here at Huntington University. I got into lighting actually in high school in my junior high year. 7th and 8th grade, was just asked nonchalantly to do some lighting for the choir concerts at my high school. And, I jumped behind the lighting console and that kind of sparked my love for it. And I've been doing lighting ever since. So I guess being a lighting designer really lets me creative release, really. I mean, I see things different than other people, but, when I look at something, how can that be lit differently in a way? How can it be lit artistically? Love the whole creative process from going to, okay, what are we lighting? Concert? Is it a theatrical production? Is it a church event? And going from that to the finished product and seeing it all come together, kind of mind-boggling, really. But, it just makes me proud to be a part of that, so.
Everyone, and welcome back inside Platt Arena. Foresters starting to increase their lead. It's up to 12 now over the Eagles, and Kelsey. Eagles really have looked flustered offensively. Haven't really been able to spread their wings necessarily and get out and really get into what they want. Allen's done a lot of the scoring for them. What else do they need to do to really get this offense flowing?
For Judson, I'd say that they need to really start driving more to the paint. That's something we've talked a lot about this game and how that's going to make any team successful. And obviously Allen's got the hot hand for Judson, so if I'm them, I'm feeding him. If I'm the Foresters, I'm getting a hand in the face and I'm not letting him get the ball.
See Heinen trying to work it down low off the turnover from Judson, as now we see Galloway Mirkovich coming in. Allen and Jarvis going to take a seat, and we saw the Foresters switch to a 2-3 zone themselves out of that timeout. Something we don't see too often from Huntington. Dangerous pass over the top there. Heinen able to corral it. Now goes right past Pearson for two. No good. Gets the rebound. Stuck down low. Carazia will go up. Blocked by Galloway. Carazia gets it back. Goes up. And finally going to be Eck coming down with it. And Carazia going to be called for the foul. Came around the back of Eck. Good call there from the referee.
Might have been a good call, but Platt's not too happy about that one.
Foresters couldn't quite convert off the turnovers. We see Murder going to the ground. King up for two. He's fouled by Carazia.
And King's going to visit that line again. A place he's visited often this game and has been pretty successful.
He's been there very often. As the Foresters going to want to watch out with 5 team fouls already in this half. Past the halfway mark in the second half. Going to be Carazia's second foul as well. King, though, missing the first free throw. King really he's done a nice job slashing inside, really coming off the screen hard and working it down low. And that time, Murder just unlucky going to the ground. So we see King able to hit the second. Harmon goes to Heinen now. Down to Rutland. Eagles back to the 2-3 zone. Murder thought about shooting outside and draws the foul. Mirkowicz got him off his feet. That'll be his second foul, only the team's third of this half.
I like seeing Devin Murder draw that foul there. He has done a great job in his comeback game, if you will, after being injured. Has really made a statement. Made his presence known in Platt Arena.
Hartman just can't get that roll. Seen it this whole game. He gets the open shot, and like I said, those are shots I've dropped from him in the past. Just a tough game right now for him.
Everybody has those off days, and for him it's one of them. But I like how he's staying aggressive and continues to take it to the basket, hoping that one will eventually fall for him.
Galloway trying to answer with two, not there. And Josh Rutland coming up with the rebound. He's going to step out of bounds. Thought it could have been a foul on Pearson from the backside, but they're going to call Rutland for being out. Like you mentioned, though, about Harmon, really staying aggressive, keeping the offense or keeping the defense true to him, and it's been aggressive defensively as well. Very active hands.
I think that's a sign of mental toughness and confidence that even though a few of his shots haven't fallen, he decides to keep going at it. And I think that's valuable in a player, especially for a young player as well.
Mirkowicz taking the long shot, and Josh Rutland again coming down with the rebound. And nice job coming behind the back there against King. Gonna find Carazia up top for three, and Carazia having a season-high game right now.
In the paint and on the three-point line. He can do it all, and he is doing that here today.
Outside, King trying to answer. Gonna roll around and out, and Carazia with the rebound and is gonna be fouled. Oh, they're calling Carazia with the foul.
A lot of people are disagreeing with that call.
That's going to be his third foul. That's going to bring Lockwood and Platt into the ball game. Carazia and Murder going to take a seat.
We've seen Carazia get in foul trouble along with Daniel Wool, but the great thing about that is that all the big men have really stepped it up today. When Carazia is in foul trouble, Lockwood comes in and gives good minutes.
And Judson able to get a timeout in just before. Going to be a full timeout here. We're going to take a timeout with them. Foresters on top of the Eagles, 68-54, 8:22 left to play in this ball game.
My name is Tori Stockdale. I'm a sophomore transfer student from Greenwood, Indiana. I transferred to Huntington University because I really like the whole Christian atmosphere. My boyfriend lives here and I'm rooming with my best friend of 17 years and I couldn't ask for anything better. Before I moved to Huntington, me and my boyfriend were having a long distance relationship. It was about 2 hours away and it was definitely really hard, but we made it work. So it's been great to actually be able to see each other every day and spend a lot of time with each other. My roommate's Marlena and we've been best friends for 17 years. We've always done everything together. We've been the bestest friends. Definitely the hardest thing about being away from home is definitely being away from my family. Like, this is the furthest and longest I've ever been away from them, and we're super close, so it's definitely very hard.
Welcome back inside Platt Arena. The Foresters on top by 14 over the Eagles. And so far, it's been all Austin Carazia for Huntington. Really been doing a nice job. Also, Josh Rutland defensively able to come down with some boards and really providing kind of that go-to hand for Huntington.
Carazia has absolutely been on fire. He's in a little bit of foul trouble right now, but Lockwood has come in and he's been given great minutes tonight too. So I'll take either of them at this point.
Allen missing kind of the go-ahead. Markovich can't get the putback, and Platt comes down with the rebound. Hartman up quickly. Gonna look to Rutland. Lockwood asking for it. Now he's gonna get it. Heinen up top. Gonna have 10 to shoot now. Rutland with it. Josh Rutland inside, gets it blocked by Eck. Nice play there defensively for Judson. Eck with the turn. Now going over the top. Able to fade away and hit that one. Judson always does well out of timeouts, it seems like. And so far, really starting to answer Huntington.
They always seem to come in and go on a run. But hopefully the Foresters can do the same thing here.
Once again, Judson going back to this zone. Heinen going to the corner to Rutland. Going now next corner to Platt. Back out to Rutland. Slicing inside, losing it out of bounds. I'm gonna say Galloway hit it out. Only 3 seconds now to shoot though. You see Markovich come out. Woodhouse, the three-point specialist, in for Judson.
Which we know what that means. We know that there is a green light in Platt Arena for Woodhouse.
Heinen with the step back three. Not there. Lockwood almost coming up with the board, but Rutland comes up with the long offensive rebound, and the Force is going to reset offensively. Man-to-man by Judson now. Hartman picks up the screen from Lockwood. Working it down to him. Lockwood trying to go over the top, not there. Now King coming the other way. Allen with the pull up. The silky smooth from him. Seems to have that shot down.
The first half, we didn't quite see him being the team's leading scorer. He's averaging 14.3 points a game. Didn't quite see that in the first half. Now we're seeing it. Now we understand where those points come from.
Now we see Coach Platt taking a timeout. Going to be a quick 30-second timeout with 6:16 remaining. Forced to hold the 10-point advantage. And we're going to see Daniel Wool coming into the game now. Daniel Wool only playing just a little bit at the beginning of the game. Haven't seen him at all. That could be in part because of how Carazia and Lockwood have been playing, Kelsey.
Absolutely. They've really stepped up and really filled in that role while he's been in foul trouble. Carazia and Lockwood both scoring inside the paint very well. Both were scoring perfectly from inside the paint, actually, in the first half. So we love to see them doing that and continue to do that in the second half.
Like to see how fresh Wool will be as he coming in for Josh Rutland. It's going to move Platt now to more of the 3 spot, more true position. Foresters with 20 to shoot. Heinen with it, trying to work it down to Wool, but going to be a kick ball on Judson, so I'll set the shot clock to 15.
We're seeing Lockwood set a lot of screens for the Foresters, and that's something we really like to see. He is a big screen to work through, so that works for the Foresters.
And here comes Wool going up, mid at the rim, but able to finish.
Making a statement.
Immediately after coming off the bench, Wool looking to score after like that scorer's mentality from him.
As you mentioned, he is the team's leading scorer, in fact, with about 17 points per game. So when you're the leading scorer and you're on the bench a lot, you come out and you have a fire, because that's not where you like to be as the leading scorer.
Heck, though, able to answer with a 3 on the other end to get the lead down to single digits. Something we talked about the Force, what they need to do is finish a ball game. This could be the time to do it. Daniel Wool going right side, fouled, and will be shooting, I do believe. Foul going to be on King. And that's going to send Daniel Wool to the line to shoot 2. Wool hasn't been to the free throw line today, but a 79% free throw shooter on the year. It would make the first one look easy.
Absolutely, he made that look easy. You can tell that he's coming in with a fire. He wants to be playing. He wants to score. And being in foul trouble hasn't allowed him to quite do that.
Daniel Wool missing the second one, though. 10-point advantage for the Foresters. Woodhouse taking the long 3. Leaves that one well off. And Lockwood with a monstrous block.
I believe that's the third one for him this game. One of them literally left me speechless. I forgot what I was even saying when he did it.
Come the other way, Wool getting double teamed, finding Hartman down low, out of Lockwood for 2, and he's fouled. Those need to be an and-1 situation, but you like what you see out of Lockwood, still taking it up immediately.
And that's something I feel like we've seen from several of the Foresters tonight. Even when a shot doesn't fall, they continue to go aggressively, and that's what we need.
That foul is going to be on Galloway. It's his 3rd foul and the team's 5th of this half. Lockwood able to hit the first. Judson, you have to believe, Kelsey's going to have to hit a few threes here down the stretch. Under 5 to play. You see Lockwood converting on the second as well, but going to have to come up with some big-time shots and really get some defensive stops.
And the thing is, I think Judson can do just that. They have several players who obviously have the green light, and they've been shooting pretty well from the three-point line. So I won't be surprised if several of those fall for them.
King inside, missing, gets his own rebound, blocked away by Platt. Ball on the ground. Heinen able to go to the deck.
Love that hustle play.
Difference there between the Foresters and the Eagles. We saw 2 Foresters on the ground for the ball. Saw only Galloway bending down for it. You see Wool inside for 2, and that's just too easy for Daniel Wool.
Daniel Wool says, I'm back, here I am. Give me the ball because I want to score.
Outside Woodhouse now trying to take it in. Hartman got a hand on it. Galloway with the fadeaway and gets that one to drop. That's a shot I didn't think he had in his arsenal.
That high release, like you mentioned earlier, makes it very difficult to block his shot, especially with his size already. It's going to be incredibly difficult to block his shot.
Wool going to take the baseline, Jay, and that's good. What a play from Daniel Wool. Maybe not the offensive set Coach Platt was hoping for, but still ended with the same result.
Exactly, and we'll take that from him.
Hartman doing a nice job defending Allen up top. Now Allen going to take the pull up. Going to miss that one. Hartman with the long board. 3 minutes to play in this contest. Foresters lead by 14.
After a slow start in the first half, their leads consisted of maybe a 1 or 2 point lead. So now it's exciting to see that now go to a 16-point lead for the Foresters.
Heinen able to drop 2 in, and it's like we said, this game's starting to push in Huntington's favor. See Woodhouse taking it down low, can't get it to drop. Gets his own rebound, can't get that one to go, and Wool looking to push the tempo. Spin move with the Euro, leaves the layup short though.
I thought it was a great take by Wool. I just would love to see him finish that.
Corner 3 from X. That's no good, and Platt with it. Saw Wool running out in transition, hoping for the ball, but Coach Platt slowing it down for Huntington. Hartman with it, 15 to shoot.
Foresters are slowing it down a little bit in order to maintain their lead. But when it comes time to score, I'd love to see those guys driving in like we're seeing Hartman and Heinen do.
Missed shot there from Hartman. Under 2 minutes to play now. Allen coming quick the other way. Foul going to be on the floor, going to be on Hartman. However, Judson's in the bonus, so Allen's going to go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. That's going to be Hartman's 4th foul. Allen able to rattle the first home. Still a 15-point advantage for the Foresters, and definitely time is not on Judson's side.
No, it's not, Logan. You mentioned that we're going to probably see them taking a lot of three-point shots at this point. And we're assuming some of those will fall because they are a good three-point shooting team, but I don't know if it's going to be quite enough.
Well, we see Judson going to take a timeout with 1:45 remaining. Huntington up 79-65, Kelsey. And what have you seen out of Huntington with Daniel Wool on the bench? And like you said, the leading scorer for the Foresters. Who has stepped up and made the big plays for the Foresters throughout this second half?
First person who pops into my mind is Karazia. He has been unbelievable, not only in the paint, but from the three-point line. And for a big man, I think that is a double threat for him to be successful from both. And then we also see Lockwood adding in great minutes with his rebounds, his blocks, and also scoring well from inside the paint. That's been very impressive. And it seems that on a night where you can't have Daniel Wool as much as you would like, it is the perfect time for Lockwood and Karazia to really step up. They have definitely rose to the occasion.
Yeah, definitely the Foresters are a little slim in the front court. Really Wool, Karazia, and Lockwood being the 3 true bigs for Huntington. We know Kyle Platt can jump up and play the kind of the stretch 4 spot, but that's definitely not ideal for the Foresters. And with Wool on the bench, like I said, the leading scorer, definitely looked for someone to step up. And Karazia and Lockwood really were the answers, it felt like. And not to mention Devin Murder defensively also doing a fantastic job with Hartman and Rutland really ramped it up when they needed to.
Absolutely, and I love seeing Heinen and Hartman really take it to the basket aggressively. Hartman hasn't quite seen a shot fall as much as he would like this game, but I love that he continues to be confident and aggressive, and that shows mental toughness on his end.
Saying a lot of these guys are just young. They're young players. They're underclassmen, and you got to think the older they get, just the better it's going to be for Huntington basketball.
Absolutely.
See the full court press from Judson. Wool taking it all the way, booming it home! Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness! We have some of the student section running out of the room. They're so excited. That was awesome.
Oh my goodness!
I'm telling you, you put your leading scorer on the bench, whew, when he gets in, he's going to go crazy.
See the Foresters now slowing it down, and a foul going to be on Thomas. That's going to be the 6th-team foul, but Daniel Wool just tired of being on the bench.
Wow.
I think his head's feeling all right. I don't think he was woozy after that one.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I think he is back and is trying to make a statement here in Platt Arena.
Throwing it down one-handed. Platt able to get it into Heinen. And Allen going to hit it out of bounds with 1:15 remaining. I cannot believe Daniel Wool just did that.
I'm still over here thinking about it. Just replaying it in my mind.
Foul going to be on Allen. So Derek Heinen going to go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. That's going to be Allen's 4th foul as well. Heinen been very steady at the free throw line as of lately. And he's able to hit the first as the lead grows to 17 for the Foresters.
You mentioned that Allen has 4 fouls now, and if I'm Judson, I don't want him to pick up that 5th. If they need to hit some key threes here at the end of the game, he's somebody that I want to get the ball to.
X going to take the open 3 off the mark. Woodhouse with it. Not going to drop. Ball going to go out of play and going to stay with Judson with under a minute to go. See Thomas with it outside to King in the corner. Trying to cross over, works his way inside. Lockwood going to be called for the foul. So King, once again, back at the free throw line. It's going to be Lockwood's 2nd foul, but at this point, I'm not sure it really matters.
I don't think so either, Logan. Right here, you mentioned that we're going to see Judson having to throw up some threes at the end and hope they fall. But it seems like the deficit might be just too big for them to catch up here.
King missing the first free throw. Force is going to be able to milk some more clock. Be interesting to see if Judson kind of calls off the dogs here. King able to hit that, but Judson still going with the full court press, not giving up quite yet. And then
They're
the
still
foul.
going at it. Still going at it.
Foul going to be on Thomas.
The crowd would like to see that be intentional, but the refs don't seem to think so, coming from behind.
So Hartman going to be at the line. He'll be shooting the 1-and-1, and I like not calling that an intentional. Late in the game they're going to be fouling. He didn't really call the first one, let him keep going. So, Thomas just making sure he drew the foul. Saw the ref talk to him afterwards.
And I do appreciate that the refs are keeping consistency in that. They didn't call the first one, they're not going to call the second.
Hartman's free throw rattling around and out. And Heinen with the steal. Gets it up to Wool. Boom time again. Daniel Wool putting it in.
Daniel Wool making a huge statement here in the final minutes of the game. When you keep your leading scorer on the bench and he comes in, he's ready to go.
Allen jacking up the 3. Lockwood with the rebound. Shot clock going to be turned off. And Judson not going to foul.
Also not going to quit playing defense either in these final seconds.
Daniel Wool nearly losing it. And the Foresters are going to come out of this one with an 85-66 victory over the Judson Eagles, and a very well-deserved win from the Foresters, and a nice standing ovation here from the crowd. Foresters are going to move to 6-7 on the year, inching closer to that 500 mark for a while until Christmas break. But we're going to be back in just a little bit with an interview with Coach Platt and his thoughts on the game.
Dr. Tanner Babb. I'm an assistant professor of psychology and also the head of the psychology department. Psychology is really a study of the self. It's a study of how our mind works, how we relate to people, friendship, dating, intimacy, conflict, and it's a class that meets college students right where they are. We have a very unique approach to teaching psychology, and I think it's also a very tight-knit program. It's a very close community, and I think a lot of students come to Huntington because they want a lot of individual attention. They want the opportunity to be able to talk with a professor, to build a relationship, and to be able to talk more about their education than just what occurs in class. And because of a lot of our students' specific interests. And with a smaller program, we really do try to tool what students are learning to what they plan to do after they graduate. It's just a blast to teach because I'm able to have conversations with students as they go through relationships, as they struggle with friendships, as they try to figure out family relationships, and it really just hits at the heart of current struggles that they have. And students always leave that class feeling a lot more prepared just to be college students and prepared for the vocations they're going into. So I'm very happy if my students leave Huntington knowing how to integrate their faith with psych, but also feeling very well prepared for fields where they get to work with people.
My name is Anita Gray, and I'm the director. My absolute passion is teaching students how to use credible sources. I ask them questions, have you thought about this, have you thought about that? And all of a sudden that light bulb goes on and they go, aha, and they get it. I don't think there's any better feeling in the profession than that. It's just so exciting to watch a student go through the process of learning. I've had several students and faculty say, you know, I went down and looked for this book and I found another one that looks really interesting. So I decided to check that one out too. Or I need to look a little bit more in my subject area because there are some really good materials down there. I liken it in some ways to Alice in Wonderland. You fall into the hole of the area of your study, and Alice had constant discovery. She had to have constant discovery because strange things were happening to her. She had to learn how to get out of them or how to deal with them. And that's the same way with learning. You when you start falling into that hole of a topic and you need to learn more and you need to find out more and you have to do this and sorry, I get really excited about this. That's what you can do in the library. You can go into the shelves, you can go into the stacks and look and see if you can find more information than what you just specifically went for.
Welcome back inside Platt Arena, where we have Kelsey Cruz here with Coach Platt. So Kelsey, go ahead and take it away.
Coach Platt, congratulations on the win. Now tonight we saw Devin Murder and Daniel Wool back into the game for the Foresters after being out due to injury. How much of an effect did that have on tonight's result?
Well, I mean, I want to say a lot. It's good to have them back. We feel more like our old selves and all that. But in a lot of ways, Daniel was back, but not back because he was in foul trouble and wasn't in there an awful lot. And then Devin, you know, he did a nice job when he was in there as well, defensively and all those things, and played hard, made an impact on the game. I think they both did, but Daniels was so limited because of his foul trouble So if you look at this, we kind of won this game. Even though he had 15 points, he scored a lot of them there at the end and that kind of thing. We did this without our second leading scorer in a lot of ways. So hopefully it'll give us a boost. I thought Austin Carazia played really well. I thought Trevor Lockwood did a good job as well, so that was good. But it's a team game, and you know, obviously we're happy with the win, but we also know we got to get a lot better yet and get ready for the crossroads.
And in that first half, it seemed that you guys got off to a little bit of a slow start on the defensive end, but at the end of the first half, I mean, it completely changed the atmosphere and the momentum. Why was that? Why do you think that was? Was it something you said to them? Was it just their mentality switch? What do you think caused them to pick up that defensive intensity?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's anything I say to them. I mean, we're just in there trying to tell them what we need to do, and as far as X's and O's, and then trying to motivate. But a lot of it comes from how hard, like Derek Heinen plays, and whether or not he allows it to a missed shot or something to affect him. It kind of tends to affect all of us. So he's got to keep his positive energy and getting after it, and I thought he did that a lot better in the second half than he did the first half. You know, we play so much off of him, and it's not just on the court, but also with his energy and his approach and all those things. And then we need people like Dan. I mean, you know, when you're not in, you still can be on the bench and encouraging and telling guys what they need to be doing. I thought he did a good job with that too. But you know, we got a spark from Josh off the bench too, Rutland, and I thought our bench played well. But we still got things to improve on, that's for sure.
Going into these next couple games that lead into conference play, two more non-conference opponents, what is your guys' game plan in practice to prepare for these two games and then leading into conference play?
Well, we obviously want to improve. We're going on the road. We'd like to win on the road and overcome the obstacle of a 4.5-hour bus ride to play Rio and a 3.5 to play St. X. So there's some obstacles there. I mean, both teams are well coached and they do a good job. They're good teams, plus they're on the road far away. It's over break and all these things. So if we can respond to those moments and play well, then that's going to help propel us into the conference season. And we just want to keep this thing going and try to keep striving. We're not going to have Zach anymore. He's going to end up having surgery. So, we've got to have other guys step up their level of play. But getting healthy is a key, and then just continuing to develop as a team.
And it seemed like a lot of guys stepped up today, so hopefully they'll continue to do that. Congratulations again on the win. It's a good day to be a Forester, and thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.
Back to you, Logan.
Forester's coming out with an 85-66 victory, and Huntington really doing a nice job, especially on the offensive end in that second half. Really took it away. Daniel Wolf scoring late, getting his points, had ended with 15 points. He usually averages about 17, like you said, Kelsey, but really did a fantastic job making a statement late and really putting the Eagles away.
And what's the amazing thing on Daniel Wool's end is he almost scored his regular average and played way more fewer minutes than he usually does because he was in foul trouble. He came in and he made a statement, and like I kept saying during the game, when you take your leading scorer and you have them on the bench due to foul trouble, when they get in there, they are just itching. They just have that fire that they want to score, and that's exactly what we saw from him the moment he stepped out on the floor.
We saw Daniel Wolf score 15 points in only 13 minutes played. That's just tremendous from him. And also, let's not take anything away from Austin Carazia. 25 points, had 5 rebounds, but shot 10 for 12 from the field. Lockwood also coming in 12.7 rebounds. Also had a few crucial blocks, had 4 blocks on the game. And like I said, Daniel Wolf right there. Huntington shooting 55% as a team and really holding Judson to 34% shooting from the field. That's going to do wonders. And a lot of that came down to also Woodhouse. We saw Woodhouse, he had 15 at half, didn't score at all in the second half.
And then you had Allen, their leading scorer, who in the first half, the Foresters held him to 6 points. So that just goes to show that the Foresters really did pick up their defensive intensity, shutting down Woodhouse in the second half and shutting down Allen in the first half.
Foresters doing their job here inside Platt Arena. Going to take this one 85-66. And the next time they're going to play, it's going to be on the 19th. They're going to be taking on Rio Grande of Ohio. They're playing at 1 o'clock. That's an away game. And then they also are going to face St. Xavier. But the next time they're at home is going to be January 2nd. They're going to be taking on Goshen College. That's going to be at 3 o'clock, right before these Foresters come back for J-term here. And Foresters looking to get back on the right note come conference play. You know, Goshen, a very good team in the Crossroads League, receiving some votes. Goshen really has upped their basketball program on the boys and girls side, so the Foresters have the work cut out for them. But Huntington able to come out with this one. Able to come out with an 85-66 victory, and that's how the Foresters are going to come to an end here before Christmas break. That's going to do it for us here inside Platt Arena. I'm Logan Hunt. Alongside me, I'm joined by Kelsey Cruz. This has been an FDN Sports broadcast.